Welcome, one and all, to the Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrims Silver Division. Here comes the barrage from Wolfpack. 1, 2, triple kill. With the nano, just touching everybody. Stay out of the way of this pain train. Comes Twitchy in on the Hammond. Quadruple kill with the minefield. Coming in with the nano blade, looking to touch somebody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mama charging in, looking to might be in a difficult position. 5 strike, quadruple kill! Chris popping up the wall. They can't escape. They're getting trapped in there. Darius Fulton looking to do work.
Let's see that. Innocent resource.
Darius Fulton looking to capitalize right now. The Maywall is up. They're trapped in there. Charge. Hammer swinging away. Quadruple kill. Comes the boop. 1 for Trippy Ninja. Here comes the beat drop coming in. Double boop right over the edge. Speaking coming in with the Diva Bomb. Quadruple kill.
Welcome to the Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrim. I am your host, Amano, and we have a quite matchup for tonight. Tonight we have our silvers on the field at the Dreams, Horn Beast versus Assassins tonight. I am joined by our commentators for the evening, Captain Jack and the Litzies. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you so much, Amano. Welcome back to another awesome game between two wonderful powerhouses in our silver division, Horn Beast versus Assassins. I want to let you all know that Assassins actually got renamed over the break from Jebaited. So we're seeing Team Jebaited under a new banner moving forward. Let's see if the same gameplay is going to be what we're going to see. Litzy joining us on color or analyst, however you prefer tonight. How you feeling there, Litzy? You ready to go?
I'm feeling pretty good. I am very, very excited to watch this match. I haven't been able to see any of the Silver Division play yet, but seeing the players who haven't climbed as far up in the ladder as other people, but still playing in that 6v6 environment, you're playing with people that you've practiced with, you know how they think, how they play. Being in that environment really changes the game quite a bit. So it's always fun to watch the creative things that these players and these teams might be coming up with.
Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and get things started. It looks like our first map is going to be Nepal.
So Nepal, as we know, the control map, you have to take, or the King of the Hill, you have to take the middle point and hold it, and the longer you hold it, the more percentage you get. First team to 100% will get the point, and then first team to 2 points wins. So a lot of it is about controlling space or taking an objective. It's essentially like being on attack and defense. in the same round, which is a really interesting way to play a really interesting game mode. I always enjoy watching it because of that.
Absolutely. Now, you may notice the bar at the bottom of your screen. We've been popping out this custom Zenyatta pop signed by Jonak for quite some time, colored and designed by our own mom, Alex. Our goal is 250 members on Discord. Now, you can do that within a number of ways. You can subscribe to our channel, $5 a month, supports our community, and you get access to the Discord. Or you can fill out a player or coach application. And actually, I want to double check. We're supposed to be coming out with a with an application for our stream team. I don't think we've had that yet. So we're only 30 away, folks. Let's see if we can make it happen. Let's get things started now on Nepal.
So we have a pretty classic setup here. On the blue side, we have the Rhine and Diva, and on red, we have Rhine and Zarya.
Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and get started in the fight. It looks like the poke battle already starting on the objective as Casual gets the fire strike on to get my van to start things off. Shibikitty ends up taking out a helix fake as Wolfpack follows up on Kagura, as well as Deadpool. Loch Ness getting the D-Mech on Chibikitty, but Chibikitty is the mini just taking out Holodrin. It's like not a single care in the world that they got D-Mech'd. And it looks like we will be seeing Hornbeast take control of first point, 6% and climbing. Let's see, that was quite an aggressive push. Why do you think it worked out for Hornbeast vice Assassins there?
Well, watching Casual, when he charged in, you noticed that Wolfpack gave him the Zarya bubble. That gave him the protection needed, and it also gave Zarya charge. And since they were holding the high ground, they had the advantageous position in that area. Then the first pick happened. It's a 5v6, and then it just sort of rolls from there.
All right, well, it's a 5v6 once again as Wolfpack gets the kill on to get my van, start things off. Hammer down, comes in for Casual OpSec, but the counter comes in for Deadpool right there, trying to take out, ends up taking out Casual as well as Tripping Balls. The Graviton coming out from Aldrin, trying to hold the rest of the team in place, and it looks like between Loch Ness's Mirage, Kagura, and Olotrin, they will end up taking control of the point, 54% to 2 and climbing for the side of Assassins. You will notice also in the stream that we tend to talk about our commentators, ways that they can follow them, but you may not be as used to seeing an fb.me. That's a Facebook page because I'm old and the Twitter thing hasn't been working out for me yet. So feel free to follow either myself or the Lidsi on Facebook or Twitter. We're always welcome to engage with y'all outside of the stream. And starting things off is the beat drop coming in from Trippin' Balls as the Graviton or the Diva Bomb goes in, but Helix the Cat with the Coalescence ends up taking out Charby. Now forgetting my van, but Loch Ness also with the barrage ends up taking out Casual and Chibikitty. Olotrin taking out Wolfpack as getting my van gets the D-Mech with the charge kill from Deadpool onto Chibikitty. Getting my van also takes out Trippin' Balls, clearing the point and tying it up. 56% and climbing for the side of the Assassins to 54% for Hornbeast. Now there have been a couple battles going on here. How have you seen Assassins really kind of retake control of the point and show their dominance here? Let's see.
Well, one thing that's very important in this game is ulti economy. And one thing that I noted there was Kagura saving his Transcendence until the enemy Grav Surge was used, and when it was, he could keep his team healed up through it.
Oh goodness, I feel like I just saw Casual get stunned out of Shatter right there, I'm assuming by getting my van. Charby ends up taking out Kagura right there as the Graviton comes in. Not a lot of follow-up though. Olotrin does end up taking out Chibikitty. The Barrage triple kill onto Chibikitty, Charby, and Trippin' Balls from Loch Ness right there. 99% and overtime ticking away as Wolfpack gets taken out by Loch Ness, getting my van, ends up taking out Casual, and without being able to touch the point, Assassins will take first point here on Nepal.
So what we were seeing there, some really great plays from Assassins. One thing I'd like to point out, Get in my van. Some really great stuns there, focusing on the Reinhardt, using your stuns for a tank, especially with the new McCree right click and doing just so much damage now, is a really smart thing to do. He managed to stun casual OpSec out of a shatter and a charge, which really just messed up the enemy team Horn Beasts in a lot of different ways. And the other thing to point out was Loch Ness. Loch Ness was largely uncontested throughout so many of those fights, allowing him to get his charge for his ultimate. And there were a lot of very key barrages there. Although it maybe wasn't lighting up the kill feed, it was forcing Horn Beast to get into awkward positions to try and defend. And just the overall damage from it was very, very good.
All right, well, let's see if they can turn the tides here on Sanctum. Horn Beast already taking control of the point as Wolfpack getting the boot to start things off onto Deadpool. It's making it a 5v6 fight already now. Loch Ness ends up taking out Shibiki on the point, but control will go to the Horn Beast to start things off 3% and climbing as they're waiting for their main tank to get back into position. It looks like we're going to see Assassins pushing into the spawn area of Horn Beast. Helix the cat ends up taking out Trippin' Balls. Is getting my van, follows up on Charvy. No healers right now on the side of Horn Beast. Getting my van ends up taking out Casual. 25% and climbing still for the Horn Beast. Shibiki trying to hold down as the lone Brig, getting some help from Wolfpack now. Wolfpack ends up taking out Helix the cat, but Loch Ness ends up taking out Wolfpack, and finally control will go to Assassins, 34% for Horn Beast and 4% in climbing for Assassins. Now I have to say these comps are really interesting. Usually we see like an Orisa Roadhog here for the boops potential, but we're seeing similar Ryan Zarya plays. Does that work nearly as well, you think, Litzy?
It isn't quite as in the meta for this particular point. Orisa isn't a great character right now overall because her shield is so easily just walked past, but a big shatter, no, it ended up getting blocked. So back to what I was talking about, sorry this fight is happening just as I am talking, but it's a little bit difficult to work around because the main thing with the Orisa and Roadhog is using the halt to set up hooks for the Roadhog. And in a team that isn't quite as coordinated, aka a team I'd say anywhere below Diamond, it's going to be a lot harder to pull that off. And so I think that's why they're going for this more standard composition of Reinhardt, 2 DPS, and off tank, just pretty standard stuff.
Completely understandable. I think the thing that I'm most surprised with is the fact that Horn Beast still running the triple heals, making Loch Ness completely uncontested as they get the boop onto casual OpSec to start things off. It looks like the rest of Horn Beast, except for Chibikitty, going in for a little bit of poke and some charge, pulls back to the rest of the team. Assassin 78% and climbing to Horn Beast 34%. Let's go ahead and see that that beautiful blow up in the chat. Who do you want to take away the victory? Our Assassin's going to get their first win marker for 2019. The barrage coming in from Loch Ness as Charvy ends up getting a hard reset. Loch Ness ends up taking out Shibiki. Wolfpack getting the double kill onto Kakura and Helix the cat, as well as getting my van. Casual OpSec gets the fire strike onto Deadpool as Olitrin takes out Casual. Trippin' Balls gets the final kill on Olitrin, making it a team kill, and in overtime, Horn Beast will retake control of the point, 39% and climbing to the 99% for the side of Assassins. I am just incredibly surprised right there. I thought Assassins were going to walk away with it, but the clutch Wolfpack really saved the day. What do you got? Let's see.
One big thing to note there was Trippin' Balls' break it down ended up giving his team enough shields to survive through the Pharah ultimate, and they were able to focus down that Pharah through the Zarya bubble fast enough. But now with the double Graviton Surge happening, we're just going to see how this works out, and there's the Transcendence coming in.
Oh boy, a lot of ults being poured in on either side right now, but it looks like Assassins tending to take advantage right there. Charvy and Wolfpack ends up getting taken out by Getting My Van and Helix the cat. And with a team kill and overtime ticking away, it looks like Assassins will walk away with their first victory of the night here on Nepal. Silver Division teams. let's go ahead and see who our player of the match is going to be tonight. Wolfpack walking away with that triple kill here on Sanctum. Lockness mid barrage, and here it comes.
So there, it's pretty interesting. He was actually going off of the audio cue. He could hear that his Reinhardt had used Shatter, and so he figured that the enemy team would be knocked down and vulnerable to his ultimate. Even though they weren't, he was in just a good position for his ultimate to go through and get lots of great damage. Assassins, they didn't quite deal with him in time. Pharah is a really difficult hero to play against because you just have to deal with her. Whenever she shows up, you have to be putting damage onto her. Otherwise, she will do something like that. She has some of the most damage out of any character in the game, and it's balanced by her projectiles being harder to hit. But in close range like that, it's very easy to get those direct shots with her rockets on there. And I think what was hurting Hornbeast there a little bit right at the end, the reason why they couldn't win that last fight was they just didn't have quite the amount of damage that they needed. They were still running that triple heal, and they also didn't really have the range. So on Shrine in particular, on Village, it's a different story since the point is so cramped and close together. But on Shrine, it's a lot more spaced out. The entryways are a lot farther away from the point, and there's a lot longer sight lines. And so you have to be able to put out decent damage at long range on Shrine in particular in order to maybe get a pick or just something to give your team the advantage. And I think that's another reason why Orisa is one of the more popular tanks on that map, just because of the distance between you and the enemy team.
I completely agree with everything you were putting out there. It just seemed like Assassins had a lot more cohesion. And then also, as you said, running the triple support on the side of Hornbeast. Very difficult to deal with a mid to far range character like Pharah when you don't really have that that focused hit scan DPS to take them out of the air. So looking into the chat, I do want to remind everyone that we did end up raising $630 this last holiday season for the California wildfires, the victims of the California wildfires. So thank you so much once again for all your support. I'm not exactly sure why the Nightbot is still running, but just know that you can always donate to our community. We're definitely going to have, I would imagine, more ways for you to donate to help out other communities as well. But you can smash that donate button to support our community for sure. I want to give some love to Kagura for 3 months in a row subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for continuing to support our community. So we definitely want to recognize that. Looking a little further back in the chat, Chilled Zuko saying, "Kapow, big Rhine." I have to say that Deadpool, who I think I've only maybe seen play once so far, definitely showing their stuff amongst our aggressive Reinhardts and the O.C.C. scrims.
One thing I would like to point out to them, though, is you really do have to stay away from the bottomless pits. I saw both Reinhardts getting booped by the enemy Pharahs into the pit in Shrine. You really do have to watch those. Keep an eye on where the edges of pits are, and they'll help you out quite a bit. But loving the activity in chat, and thank you very much to Yorizua Kagura for subscribing again. If you guys don't know what a Twitch Prime subscription is, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link it to your Twitch account and you get 1 free subscription to any channel of your choice. Just click the button that says subscribe with Twitch Prime. So the next map that's going to be coming up will be King's Row, which is a hybrid map. You have to take the first point and then escort a payload through 1 checkpoint and then to the end of the map. So you see, once again, it's a little bit of an attack defense sort of deal. At first, you have to take the objective for the attacking team. You have to take the objective at the very beginning, and then you have to defend the objective through the end. So a lot of it is knowing when to take fights, knowing how to initiate on top of an enemy team, how to properly capitalize on mistakes that you may notice in the enemy team. A lot of it, just like any Overwatch game, is communication and teamwork. So Kings Row is one of my favorite maps just because of the aesthetic and the construction of the map. I think that just overall, it's a very fun map to play.
Absolutely. It is something that I continue to, especially the winter one that we just had. It was just, oh, it was so gorgeous. I just love how they remake maps, even if it's just the little things that really give it the flavor that we have expected from Overwatch so far. As we have people prepping defenses, let's go ahead and look into what our team comps are going in. Casual OpSec and Chibi Kitty coming in as the Ryan Diva combo, Charvy and Chibi Key on the Moira Zenyatta, and Dad76 coming in as the Ashe with
Ashe
Wolfpack
is
on the
such
Genji.
a fun hero to watch just because of the mechanical prowess that Ashe players need to have in order to succeed as the hero. And it appears to be, this may be changing, so I'm going to wait until the doors open. Never mind. Okay, get in my van. He isn't going to be playing Bastion. He's going to be instead playing McCree. So pretty standard compositions coming out of both teams. The main interesting point here would have to be Dad76 on the Ashe. So we're just going to see how this will play out.
All right. Well, the poke battle already starting around the statues and buildings right here. Shields look to be going down, but Dad76 going to take Loch Ness right out of the air as Ashe. And it looks like the rest of the team going to pull back a little bit. Wolfpack looking to get in that back line, take down a healer or two maybe. Going to dash back to the safety of the team as we see Assassins pushing to the right, looking to make that big... Oh, maybe not looking to make a long flank at all. We've seen a couple of times that cheesy, like, long upper flank that people do, and it looks like they're just holding off, waiting for Loch Ness to get back into the fight. Casual and Deadpool both trying to keep the objective secure, but Deadload's going to get the pit. Deadpool going to get the pin on Casual OpSec. Dad76 going to take out Loch Ness once again as Anubios getting the DMEC on to Chibi Kitty. Dad76 getting the double kill with the dynamite on Anubios and Deadpool as Chibi Kitty ends up taking out Helix the Cat. Olatrin gets some payback taking out Chibi Kitty as Wolfpack ends up taking out getting in my van and Olatrin as Olatrin secures a kill onto Charvy. Both healers down right now for the side of Horn Beast with 2 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. Let's see, how do you think this is going to fare if the healers don't get back into the fight soon enough?
Well, it's going to be pretty rough. Also, one thing to note is that 4 ultimates are coming online on the side of Hornbeast, whereas Assassins only have 1. Ult economy is incredibly important in this game, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that pans out. But the kill onto Casual OpSec is going to be pretty huge here.
All right, well, the Bob already coming out as GBK gets double kill on Loch Ness and getting my van right there. Ends up eating up the High Noon as well. Bob got into the fight, but didn't really seem to do much of anything thanks to Deadpool's shield. The Shatter, Bat Shatter coming out from Deadpool, and the Graviton holding everybody else in place right now as Helix the Cat, Deadpool, and Olatrin just take control against the Horn Beast. It looks like we're going to see Casual go ahead and retreat back to the safety of the team as Loch Ness holds the forward position, and it looks like control will be had by Team Assassins. 4 minutes on the clock. So I have to say, so many ults is always something that we're talking about here. Let's see. So do you feel that was a good investment of ultimates, or do you feel that they could have held on to 1 or 2 of them and still taking control of the point?
Well, taking control of the point is obviously incredibly important. It's the main goal of the game, and I think that Horn Beast actually had some really good, a huge nuke there. You watch Casual OpSec actually use his charge. He used his charge to get rid of Deadpool's shield, and that meant that his entire team was unguarded from the nuke and absolutely got wiped out. It's knowing what the enemy team is going to do to try and combat something, and knowing what you can do to exploit that He knew that the only thing that Ryan could have done there was hold up his shield and try to protect his team, and he took away that shield that the team was relying on, which was just absolutely massive. So it's pretty interesting here. It appears to be that Assassins are just trying to win a team fight and then push the payload, rather than push the payload into a team fight.
Well, it looks like they may be doing a little bit of both. It looks like Deadpool and Anubios have retreated back to the payload to get it moving a little further up. The Shatter coming down from I'm getting a little bit of lag on my end, so I didn't see who actually did that. Loch Ness gets the barrage in the back line, ends up taking out Dad 76, but the Transcendent coming out from Shibiki, gonna heal everyone back up, as well as Anubios. The blade comes out from Wolfpack, ends up taking down Helix the Cat, but the Transcendent kind of saves everybody else. It is a 5v5 fight right now on the payload. Make that 4v5 as Casual takes out Olatrin with the Fire Strike right there. It looks like despite all the ultimates used right there, we're going to see Horn Beast continue to hold control. 1 minute 50 seconds left on the clock. Dueling Coalescences as the Bob comes out, looking to get some hits in the back line. Deadpool ends up taking out Casual as the Shatter comes down from Deadpool as well, trying to get something in the back line. The Diva Bomb coming in from GBK. Looks like it's just going to be a reset. If anything, Dad 76 ends up taking out It's the Dynamite. Definitely impressive right there. As Deadpool takes out GBK. Wolfpack follows up on Deadpool. Helix the Cat takes out Charby. Wolfpack getting the kill on Helix the Cat. Olatrin taking out GBK. And Wolfpack just cleaning up right now, allowing them to hold control of the payload.
That was
on the clock.
you have to you have to have some plan for the Genji, otherwise he is just going to slowly go through your team. And sure enough, when the time is right, just getting those dash resets, and the only person left is poor Zenyatta trying his very best to kill the rampant cyborg from killing him. And it just usually doesn't work out for him.
Well, here comes the blade once again from Wolfpack. Double kill, triple kill. Looking to get that last one on Olatrin. Will they shore it up? It doesn't look like. Olatrin's going to go ahead and pull back as Loch Ness now coming in on the Hanzo. Charby ends up following up on Deadpool with 19 seconds left on the clock. Let's see, you got any final words for us?
I would say it appears to be that Hornbeast is doing a very good job of splitting up the enemy team and capitalizing on them being away from each other. In that case, Deadpool was not with his team, and because of that, that allowed a huge shatter there from behind. He's going to be able to pick out Anubios.
All right, Deadpool also getting the pin onto GBK, as well as taking out Casual. Overtime ticking away right now. Remember, folks, they don't have to get kills so much at this point. They just got to get them off the payload. But Assassin's going to be taking out Dad 76's Bob, and they're going to start moving that payload once again. Now remember, a long spawn for the side of Horn Beast, so they may end up giving up point 2. Let's see, what did you see going on right there that really shored up that that control?
One thing was just having as many ultimates as they did and responding to getting shattered, but it looks like it's just a mess of ults right now as everything is happening. You take it away.
Oh man, well it looks like GBK saving the day with the Transcendence between the Shatter. Oh, but the Graviton holding everyone in. It looks like it kept everyone on the payload except for who needed to be. To be completely honest, GBK gets the Diva Bomb kill onto Helix the Cat and will shore up a very rare second point hold here on King's Row. Let's go ahead and look in the chat, see what everybody's talking about. Cal from Cali saying, I want to see some Widow here. I would love to see some Widow too. The sideline.
I mean, maybe I think the person to see that from would be Dad 76. He appears to be doing pretty well on the Ashe. I normally don't put a lot of stock in hit scan players, especially ones that are the more semi-automatic, slower shot hit scans in this rank. But it appears that Dad 76 seems to be doing a pretty good job as Ash doing a good job of keeping his ultimate up, getting those dynamite hits into the backline. I think that's one thing that's going a little bit unnoticed here is the amount of damage that dynamite is doing in backline, and then not quite enough healing on those people to keep them up. And because of that, the healers end up getting knocked out pretty easily by Genji going into the backline. And when that happens, Wolfpack ends up getting free ult charge, and all of a sudden Assassins, they don't have any healers. So it looks like right now we're going to be seeing the classic Bastion and Orisa setup in a little bit of an odd location. Normally I would see that up on the high ground, but it appears to said that they are going to wait for Wolfpack, or for Horn Beast
really
to actually get on the point.
What they're going for here, to be completely
I
honest
think
with
they're
you.
going to try to shadow step behind you. Nothing personal, kid.
It looks like they're going in for the surprise. Here comes the tackle from Casual. Ends up taking out Loch Ness to start things off. Dad76 taking out both Deadpool and Helix the Cat as Aldrin gets Chibi in the backline as the D.Va. It looks like they're going to end up demeching Alatrin right there. Still trying to gain control of the point with getting my van on the Torb. Ends up getting taken out by Wolfpack, but Anubios in on the Ana. Ends up taking out Wolfpack with the anti-nade. Shibiki ends up taking out Alatrin as Charby takes out the Torb turret, allowing them to gain control 5 minutes, 30 seconds. I have to say, let's see, it was going to be a smart play.
It was a bold idea.
It was bold,
but
though.
The main problem there is that Bastion excels at longer ranges, especially new Bastion. Once you manage to close the distance on him and get close, Ryan is able to charge and not get bursted down before he pins the Bastion, things like that. And we see that now, that Hornbeast is just making sure to close the distance, but the Shatter gets stunned out by the Sleep Dart, and we're not going to be seeing it. And now the nuke coming down.
All right, well, the shield is down right now for Casual. The pin once again onto Loch Ness at long range. Honestly, I'm a little surprised by that. Casual looking to get in and do some damage against the Nano Deadpool, but it's not going to be enough. Here comes the Transcendence out from Shibiki, trying to keep everybody up as Casual goes down. Wolfpack in with the blade, takes out the Bongos. Deadpool and Helix the Cat pushing in to the final checkpoint right here on King's Row. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. The D-Mech comes in for Alatrin from Dad76. Here comes the Bob. Double kill with the D.Va Bomb from Chibiki. And it looks like Horn Beast leaving their first mark on 2019, taking the victory on King's Row, making it 1-1 here on Overwatch Cavalry Club Silver Division. Play of the game going to Chibiki for that beautiful 4K beauty bomb. Here it goes.
So it looks like it was done almost more as a reset, and here it is. There's the charge on Deadpool. That is part of what just made it such an impactful ultimate, was his team's Reinhardt Casual OpSec just knowing that that was the only thing between Assassins and a nuke, and he did a great job of just taking that away and giving his D.Va an amazing self-destruct.
All right, folks, we have reached our halftime for the evening. If you are just joining us, 1-1 between Assassins, formerly known as Jebaited, versus the Horned Beast. We've got a lot more for you after the half, but gentlemen, do either of you have anything to say before we go ahead and start our halftime video?
Well, all I gotta say is I'm pretty excited to see what is going to come out of the last match. We always have the possibility for just going until the 5th game or going even further and on. But right now it is 1-1, right? Horned Beast lost the first one, but now Assassins lost the second. So it's going to be interesting to see which one takes the upper hand in this next match. I think that is oftentimes really, really important, is just which one really gets the lead first in a case like this.
Totally get what you're putting down. How about you, Amano? Got anything before we go into the half?
I'm just enjoying watching it. They each have their skill points and they're doing pretty well. I'm excited to see how the 3rd and 4th round will go.
Be a 5th round if things go well, am I right? All right,
Yeah.
folks. we're going to go ahead and put you to our halftime video. Go ahead and enjoy your break. We'll be back with more Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrims.
Alrighty,
Right,
guys, welcome back from the halftime. We saw a great two maps from Horned Beast and Assassins. Assassins ended up taking the first one, but Horned Beast ended up pulling it back in a pretty decisive showing on King's Row. So, Captain Jack, what do you think? What do you think about all this going on?
Honestly, it's something that we've continued to expect. Horned Beast and Assassins, aka previously known as Debated, they've been going at it since the creation of the Silver Division within the O.C.C, and it's been always back and forth. I feel like the balance between both teams has become very finite, and so as we've seen, it's already tied 1-1 going into the half. I'm really going to go to a game 5. So go ahead, blow up in the chat either who do you want to take away the victory tonight, or do you want to see a game 5? Honestly, I'm just so excited the way that both of these teams are playing. We're going to go ahead and I believe if we're ready to go, get started on one of my favorite, and I say that with so much sarcasm that I can possibly muster, maps.
You know, as
Horizon
a Wrecking
Lunar
Ball player,
Colony.
as a Wrecking Ball player, this is actually one of my favorite maps to play on.
Oof.
And I mean that 100% true. It is with the cap on the roof, you always have grapple points. Everything is so close quarters together. You can just get in there and start fighting a team. It is just so much fun. It looks like we're actually going to be going into a brief pause because there seems to be a connection issue with Dad 76. We'll be trying to figure that out shortly as the teams discuss and whatnot. But let's talk a little bit about strategies on Horizon Lunar Colony. Normally, what you see is like an Orisa as your tank, maybe Reinhardt on defense, getting up on the high ground. And this was the first map where we really started seeing the inklings of goats. When goats was just a little seed in some players' minds, we started seeing some of that right here. Back then, it was oftentimes called the Moira Meatball, where you have a bunch of tanks and a Moira, and Moira is able to heal through everyone, and you can almost always get Coalescence by your first fight on attack. You just run onto the point. Moira is doing a ton of healing with her Biotic Orb and her spray that, like I said, by first fight, you have Coalescence that usually secures the fight for you. So if these people maybe watch Overwatch League, we could be seeing some of that. Maybe seeing goats. I think that these people maybe have a little bit too much pride for playing goats. We see that sometimes in this division.
I don't know. I think we're definitely gonna see some interesting setups. Usually on this map, regardless of division, there usually is a goats push on the attacking team looking to take, depending on which way you're looking in the stream. If you're looking from the objective, it's the right flank. They'll use the Lucio to speed boost through there because usually the defending team is on the high ground. And it looks like we have an interesting composition, to say the least, on the attack. Assassins coming in with the quad tank double main healer.
So this is more of that Moira Meatball I was talking about. With goats, it's usually 3 tanks and then 3 healers, but 3 off healers. So you'll have a Zenyatta, a Lucio, and a Brig. But because are 3 of the off healers, that's usually enough healing to get the tanks to the point they need. But here we're seeing the Moira and the Ana. They're just counting on those 2 healers' tank healing abilities. Those are 2 main healers that's what they do, is they heal tanks. It looks like they may just be trying to go around the side and just get on the point and force Horned Beast off of the high ground.
Looks like that's exactly what's going on. A basic 2-2-2 coming out from the side of Horned Beast as we see Assassins looking to take the point. A lot of damage coming in. It looks like really they're looking to use the meat to take back. Can't get those easy dash kills, and right now we're seeing that go on right now. Wolfpack just kind of playing distraction right now as Dad 76 ends up taking out Helix the cat. Not a single tick to be had right now for the side of Assassins, as They are fighting for control. The 2 DPS holding on, but Deadpool ends up taking out Dad 76. Wolfpack, the only one left on the point, but Shibiki back in the fight ends up getting that orb on there. And here comes the blade from Wolfpack, ends up taking out Anubios, but Deadpool ends up taking out Charby. Wolfpack following up on Aldrin as well. The Shatter coming out from Deadpool gets the tackle in to try to take out Getting My Van, but ends up getting taken out by Wolfpack instead. Getting My Van gets the D-Mech on Chibi Kitty and takes out Chibi Kitty. Wolfpack still holding on. The craziness of this Genji player finally falling to Getting My Van. Bob going into the point, contesting now against Getting My Van and Helix the Cat as Charby goes in to try to get some damage. The Diva Bomb comes in, ends up taking out Charby. I guess didn't have that that race right there. Second tick on Point Alpha makes that a 3 as 6 minutes now gone. The timer going into Point Bravo here on Horizon Lunar Colony for Assassins. Double kill already onto Chibiki and Dad 76 as they push into Point 2. Here comes the minefield out from Loch Ness, securing one corner of the point right there, lowering the room that they have to kind of protect, so to speak. Here comes the Diva Bomb though, as well as the blade. Shibiki ends up taking out Aldrin as Aldrin takes out Casual Obstac. Wolfpack with the blade ends up taking out Helix the Cat, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Loch Ness takes out Wolfpack with the slam. Dad 76 ends up D-Meching Get In My Van. Charby the only one left on the point as the Transcendence coming out from Shibiki trying to save the day, but the slam coming down from Loch Ness trying to get some picks as the rest of Hornbeast gets back into the point. Nobody is on there. Casual ends up taking out Deadpool. Hollister, Loch Ness, and Getting My Van trying to hold on. Helix the Cat coming in. Fat Shatter coming in from Casual as Casual cleans up the side right there. Anubios getting one pick on Wolfpack, but that's not going to be enough. A 2-minute hold despite the Russian and not a single tick to be had. Let's see, what do you got?
Well, first, my condolences to Chibi Kitty. Ended up throwing the nuke, and as Mini Diva fell directly onto a wrecking ball of mine and got just kicked out. But overall, we just saw classic 2CP point holding. Just you have the burn ultimates, you have the Zenyatta, just stall it out one at a time. You have the respawn advantage, so try and abuse that. Just try and continue to contest the point until you have an even team fight again, and you can just win the fight normally. That's what we saw.
Right. Well, here comes the bomb, and in the meantime, thanks Jack the Nerd for your subscription 6 months in a row. Here comes the Graviton holding everybody in place, but the Diva Bomb doesn't end up landing. Dad 76 Bob getting the double kill onto Dadpool and Olatrin. Looked like they were trying to capitalize on the Graviton, but forgot Bob does still shoot in the Graviton. Casual Obstac gets the Fire Strike kill and the kill onto Anubios and Getting My Van right there, and that will be another point clear for the side of Hornbeast. 3 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock. Twitchy in chat saying Wolfpack wrecking shop all over the place. I have to say that I completely agree with that, despite the fact that I feel like they're using that Moira meatball, as you were talking about, to try to fend off Wolfpack. Wolfpack has had no problem staying alive, doing a whole heck of a lot of damage.
And it appears like another fight will be starting just right now.
I'm kind of wondering what a Casual... Oh! Going for the shatter right there. Wolfpack gets the double kill with the blade onto Loch Ness and Anubios. Loch Ness switching over to the Reaper now. Ends up being a triple kill with that blade, taking out Getting My Van in the back line, and Chibiki follows up onto Olatrin. 2 ultimates used, but many more coming online as the healer ults for Charby and Chibiki come online right now. The switches on the side of Assassins only allows Anubios to come on with the Nano. Deadpool getting ready to have the Shatter there. So let's see if they can make something happen. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Looking to start things off by taking Charby out of the fight early. They're looking to get in on the point as Loch Ness takes out Casual Obstac. It's a 4v6 fight right now, but the Bob coming in from Dad 76 ends up taking out Helix the Cat in a hurry, as well as the Transcendence to keep everybody up. Here comes the Diva Bomb from Get My Van. Triple kill! That beautiful beauty bomb once again from Get My Van takes out Charby, Chibi Kitty, and Chibi Key. The only one left on the point, Casual Obsec. A second tick is taken by the Assassins right there. Wolfpack trying to distract on point as much as possible with the help of Dad76. And it looks like it may be working out for them as the spawn advantage allows Hornbeast to get back in the fight. Helix the Cat does take out Wolfpack right there. It is a 4v6 fight once again. The Graviton comes out, doesn't manage to get much of anybody, but does push them off the point just a little bit. Casual Object now coming in as the Hammond. I'm not exactly for certain what they're going for there. As Dad76 gets the D-Mech on to Get My Van as well as the kill. From Helix the Cat takes out Chibi Key as Deadpool takes out Chibi Kitty. Ultron following up on Casual Object. The Bob coming out once again, trying to get some hits, but misses the point. The ticks going closer and closer, 88.6% right now, and it looks like control will be gained after the triple Death Blossom on Dad76, Wolfpack, and Charby, allowing Assassins to take control of the point. A minute on the clock.
Well, it looks like I finally have a chance to talk. It was just constant fighting back and forth from those two teams. Just so much fun to watch everything that was happening there. One thing I'd like to point out was Helix the Cat on the Moira. There was a specific role for that Moira to fill, and it wasn't just healing. It was taking out Wolfpack. Moira, her attack is not able to be deflected by Genji, and it is pretty easy to hit since it is just a point and click lock on ability with a minor bit of tolerance of, like, if you look a little bit away it'll still hit, and if you look too far it won't connect at all. But if you can just mostly track the Genji, you'll just continue to just slowly poke him down, and that was Moira's purpose there. And overall, I think that was an incredibly important part. As soon as Wolfpack showed up, they focused him down. I think that Wolfpack is one of Hornbeast's ace in the holes. You have to deal with him if you want to deal with Hornbeast. And I don't really know if Wolfpack is able to play very many other things. He's a very, very good Genji player, but I haven't seen him on anything else. And in this case, once he knows he's maybe getting countered, he might want to try and switch to something else. But that's not what is happening now. It looks like Assassins is taking a standard high ground position, whereas Hornbeast is going to be looking to do mostly the same thing and just go along the side and try and contest the point and force Assassins off of the high ground.
All right, well, Loch Ness looking to get into that back line as they push into the point. The tackle coming in from Deadpool, looking to take out Casual right there, but Casual swinging away, ends up getting taken out by Loch Ness, following close behind. And it looks like the rest of Hornbeast looking just to kind of take control of the high ground. Right now, Anubios caught off guard, ends up getting taken out by Dad76, but the res coming in from Helix the Cat gets Anubios back into the fight as Ultron takes out Dad76. Wolfpack does deal with Loch Ness right there. Touching the point right now, 3 minutes on the clock as the D-Mech comes in from Get My Van onto Chibi Kitty, and Ultron follows up, taking Chibi Kitty out of the fight. The Coalescent coming out from Charby as well as the Blade from Wolfpack already ends up D-Meching Ultron, but Ultron ends up taking out Chibi Kitty, and here comes the Nano in on Deadpool as Deadpool takes out Wolfpack. Casual trying to get away from that Ryan as fast as possible as Get My Van takes out Charby. Deadpool getting the tackle onto Casual. 2 minutes 30 seconds on the clock as Hornbeast get cleared of the objective. Not a tick to be had. What do you got? Let's see.
That was a overall very, very good point to defend. One thing I'd like to point out is it appears that Assassins is using Mercy in the correct way right now. Mercy is no longer a main healer in the meta now. With her most recent nerfs, she is a off healer. Her res and her damage boosts are still very, very powerful abilities, but you cannot rely on the healing from her anymore to really be enough. And because like Deadpool is just charging into the enemy team by himself.
Oh, but here comes the High Noon coming in from Get My Van, ends up taking out Chibi-Ki. But the biggest thing that we have to call out in that fight was that sweet anti-nade from Anubios. It literally hit everyone in Beast, and Deadpool and the rest of the team just capitalized on that. Looking into the chat right now, Amara saying Wolfpack can pop off on anything. Mwahaha, little bean. So I've played a little bit with Wolfpack, and I have to agree. I'm kind of surprised that Wolfpack is still sticking on to the Genji. Genji's one of heavy players, but I feel like maybe a Reaper or something would do better at being able to retreat from fights and whatnot. But here comes the Bob out from Dad76 as Deadpool ends up getting the tackle onto Wolfpack. The Blossom coming out from Loch Ness, but doesn't end up landing on much of anything thanks to the Transcendence. Here comes the Diva Bomb from Chibiki. Doesn't end up landing on anybody as Dad76 ends up taking out Helix the Cat. Holotrin looking to get that Diva Bomb as well, but I think just ends up unfortunately, Casual OpSec takes out Deadpool as Getting My Van gets followed up on by Dad76. Jarvie getting the double kill with the Ball of Death on Holotrin and Loch Ness, and Wolfpack follows up on Anubios. 30 seconds on the clock, second and third tick will add another 4 minutes to the play clock. Horn Beast not out of the woods yet as they push into point B here on Horizon Lunar Colony. Litzy, that was quite a close shave save right there for the side of Horn Beast. What do you think allowed them to be able to finally take Objective Alpha?
Well, it's pretty interesting that Assassins ended up splitting their comp. Both of their tanks were away from their team, and that allowed Horn Beast to properly take out the DPS and the supports without much contention.
So, Wolfpack trying to get up to the high ground, take out Getting My Van. I guess not having the deflect there, but the six-shooter gunslinger was just too fast. Oh, the sleep start onto Bob, but the missed tackle brings him back into the fight as Bob trying to do some damage. Are not able to get much of anything. Loch Ness ends up getting the kill onto Charvy, pushing Horn Beast back once again. 3 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock for point 2. Loch Ness looking to get onto the high ground pillar, similar to what Wolfpack was doing on their defense for point Bravo, to get back into that mech, and has the Diva Bomb ready. The ultimates are definitely in favor of Assassins right now, but Casual OpSec, if they're able to land that Shatter, that's going to be huge. The Shatter comes in as Loch Ness uses the Blossom to take out Wolfpack. It's not going to be enough, though. It looks like Horn Beast is going to be able to retreat and save the rest of the team right there. As the Diva Bomb goes into the backline for Holotrin, ends up taking down Casual Shield, but Sleep Dart ends up lowering Chibi Kitty to take a little nap, but not a lot of follow-up to get him demaxed. Let's see, I feel like there's a lot of waste of Assassins right now.
Yeah, they went into that fight with a lot of ults, but now they only have 1, whereas Horn Beast have 4 to their advantage, and Dad76 will be getting Bob soon.
Absolutely. Wolfpack starting things off by taking Getting My Van out of the fight early, as well as Loch Ness, both TPS out of the fight, as Chibiki popping the Transcendence as they push onto the point. Here comes the V-drop, though, out from Helix the Cat, but the Coalescence looking to counter along with the Nano from Deadpool. Oh, triple kill from Chibiki, and Wolfpack gets the dash kill onto Deadpool, allowing them to take first pick. Here comes the Bob, looking to do some damage as Casual OpSec gets the Fire Strike and Hammer Kill onto Loch Ness and Anubios, allowing them to secure point 2 with, I believe, about 2 minutes on the clock. Oh, no, just 33 seconds. 33 seconds between these two teams. Now, because neither team placed below the 1 minute mark, that's all they've got. They have
that isn't a lot of time.
No, it is not.
And one thing there, the Diva Bomb dropped right on the point, but Deadpool, because he was nano boosted, was going in and swinging his hammer and trying to kill people. But because of that, the shield was not up for his team. He ended up putting up the shield right before the bomb exploded, but he was so far away from his team that they just got wiped, and because then he was alone, his nano boost ran out, and the enemy team could just run in and take him out, and then followed up with one little scraggler in the back for the team kill. Bob was just put down to secure it. If anybody tries to come in, they instantly take a little bit of extra constant damage from him, and ended up being a great push from Horned Beasts.
Feel like the chat agrees with you looking at Kagura with the multiple face bomb or the face palm emojis in the chat right now. Definitely was an oof moment in my opinion. But let's see if Assassins with a minute on the clock can secure Point Alpha, possibly Point Bravo if they get sturdy enough. Looks like we really aren't seeing much of a change except for an actual Goats comp coming out for the side of Assassins. They got all the off healers going in right now, but Casual is going to get the pin on getting my van to start things off. The DMAC comes from Chibi Kitty from Deadpool, as well as the Fire Strike kill. Dad76 takes out Nubios as Wolfpack gets the dash kills onto Helix the Cat and Deadpool right there. The DMAC also coming for Wolfpack onto Olatrin, as well as the kill for Casual Opsec. Dad76 following up on Loch Ness, less than 30 seconds on the clock. Time for one more push. Let's see. Any last words before they push in?
Goats doesn't always work. A team that is coordinated and can call their targets appropriately, and especially with the Discord orb from Zenyatta, can take out Goats if they try their very hardest. And it looks like that's what happened there, but now Assassin's making a bid for the point again.
All right, overtime ticking away right now as we might be seeing the first tick to be had. Getting my van ends up taking out Wolfpack, but here comes the Bob from Dad76, ends up getting caught in the corner as the shatter goes down, and Getting my van using the brig boop to boop Bob right behind the pillar. But we're gonna see Dad76 and Chibiki continue to contest the point right now. Olatrin ends up taking out Chibiki as well as Dad76 in the backline. Chibiki ends up getting DMAC overtime, continuing to tick away as Helix the Cat takes out Chibikitty. And it looks like we are going to see Assassins take control of Point Alpha, gaining another 30 seconds, not a lot of time, to get into Point Bravo. Let's see, how do you think this last fight's gonna go down?
They're just going to have to rush the point as fast as they can, try to get the nano boost and the grab in their favor, and then take the point. They already have the Diva Bomb for the point contest if they so please to use it, or they can just use it as a reset.
All right, well, here comes the Blade from Wolfpack as well as the Diva Bomb. Ends up just, Nubios ends up getting taken out by the Blade as the DMAC comes in for Chibiki from the Olatrin Bomb. Here comes Chibiki in with the Transcendence to hold everybody up, along with the Coalescence from Charby. And here comes Bob once again from Dad76. Wolfpack getting the DMAC onto Olatrin as the Fire Strike from Casual Opsec takes out Helix the Cat. Not a tick to be had right now as Casual takes out Getting my van with the Shatter. Diva Bomb coming in from Chibikitty, but doesn't end up taking out anybody. Casual ends up getting a Loch Ness and Deadpool. The only one left near the point is Olatrin, who just was not able to touch with that aggressive Casual in their face. Edge marker to be had on Point Bravo, but they did get Point Alpha, so they are really in a good position to take away the victory here. If you were talking to Horned Beast right now, based on the way that Assassins have been playing, what would you recommend for them pushing into this into Point Alpha there? Let's see.
Chances are they are going to try their best to just jump on top of you and kill you at close range. Keep that in mind as the next fight comes in, because what you're going to need is a more close range comp in order to deal with it. Right now you have the Genji and the Dad76, which is great for picking off squishies and getting good small picks, but at close range doesn't excel a whole lot, mostly with Dad76 on the Ashe. So what you're going to have to do is, if you get a pick, just run onto the point as fast as you can. And if you manage to get to point B, get Dad76 up on the high ground. That's what's been winning you these fights on point B in the past. Once he gets up there, he can just throw down dynamites, get the headshots, and is really helps him a whole lot.
All right, well, we are on the attack once again for the side of Horned Beast. 1 minute, 30 seconds off the clock as we see Loch Ness trying to be a sneaky Reaper once again. looking to get into their back line, but it looks like Horn Beast prepared for that coming in, looking to push on right side and take the high ground before moving into the point. 1 minute, 10 seconds on the clock. They're pushing into the stairs as the tackle comes in, trying to take out Casual, but it's not going to be enough. Casual gets the pin on the Deadpool. The Lockness ends up taking out Casual. The Res coming in for Helix the Cat onto Deadpool as Sharpie ends up demecking Olitrin. Anubios demecks Chibiki. Deadpool does take out Chibiki as they try to push into the point. 50 seconds on the clock. Wolfpack does take out Get in My Van, but not until Deadpool takes out Chibiki. Wolfpack with the rest of the team to get back to the tanks. 40 seconds left on the clock. Ultron able to get remeched before the next fight. Let's see, what do you got before what more than likely will be our last fight here on Horizon Lunar Colony?
Well, looks like they're doing it again. That isn't a great place for Ashe to do her work because the Reaper can get in close and deal so much damage to the tanks. That's really what you need to be looking out for here. But it looks like they're going to be making a bid for point and just rushing through it. And the big shatter coming from Deadpool.
Absolutely. Ends up getting the DMAC on Chibiki as Lockness takes out Casual as well as Jarvie. Deadpool following up on Chibiki and Chibiki. Wolfpack ends up getting taken out by Get in My Van as the High Noon holds the point against Dad 76. To be done right there. It looks like Assassins will walk away with the 3-2 victory here on Horizon Lunar Colony, making it 2-1 here on Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrims. Play of the game, Charvy as Moira. Probably going to be, yep, as usual, the Moira touch everybody's butt play. Constantly tend to see here, just able to touch everybody with that coalescence, friend and foe alike, and really helps the team do their job. 20,000 damage from Dad 76.
That's what we saw. A lot of really good positioning from Dad 76, especially on point B defense, just getting up to the high ground. Usually they're with his Zenyatta and just popping off headshots, throwing dynamites onto the back line and getting that extra burn damage. It's just so powerful. And if you don't find a way to get up on top of the high ground and deal with the Ashe that is dealing 20,000 damage to you, you're going to have a lot of trouble taking the point. And that ended up Assassins ended up being able to deal with the Ashe through just taking out the rest of Ashe's team fast enough and then being able to put up barriers and such to defend properly against the Ashe, or sending someone up there to deal with her ended up being enough for them to take it to the end there. But
as you were saying, though, it's all about
right on the end was that close range comp I was talking about. And I feel like the problem with Hornbeast there was they didn't do a good job of using the range to their advantage. I would like to see it maybe a run along the other side instead of trying to go up the stairs. Or if you do go up the stairs, run something that excels much better at close range. Run a McCree or a Junkrat maybe, or maybe even a Reaper, which we did see come out of Assassins.
Absolutely. It was just very interesting. One of the things that I've been trying out as Ashe, I'm not the hugest DPS, but when I do play her, using that coach gun to get onto the high ground. I'm not for certain if you can do that on Horizon, get onto that right side ledge opposite of where they were pushing with the coach gun, but it definitely would have provided that high ground advantage that they were looking for along with distance, plus allow the team to be able to push in without being so close-knit contested. But we will never know if it would have worked out. With the match has ended. It is 2-1 now for the side of Assassins against Horn Beast, but Horn Beast did do a come behind victory on map number 2. Let's see if they can do it on map 4 as we are waiting for the teams to get set up here. Go ahead and look below the channel. Want to show you a couple of links that are really important. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We are the Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrims. We are part of the group Overwatch Cavalry Club on Facebook. 54,000 members and growing every day. You can join us by clicking the link below. You can follow or subscribe to us here on Twitch, or also on the YouTube link below that holds all of our videos from past scrims all the way to, I believe, either early August or late July of last year. So definitely a lot of play to see there. If you're interested in becoming a player or a coach, currently we are only doing the scrims on PC right now. So if you're silver through diamond, go ahead, fill out that player application. We'll give you access to our Discord channel so you can audition for one of our teams, as well as the coach application for masters and grandmasters alike. If you're interested in doing something like myself or the Litzy, being a commentator here on the stream, feel free to contact myself, Captain Jack 87 on Discord, or if you join the Facebook, you can find me through there as well. Let's go ahead and see how the teams are setting up here on what may be our final map, Launch Point Gibraltar. What you got, Litzy?
Well, it looks like Hornbeast is actually going to be going for a dive comp composition with the Winston, but they're going up against Loch Ness on the Bastion. It's going to be pretty difficult for them to break that defense. Also, quick shout out to Jag the Nerd, who subscribed with Twitch Prime. He is now subscribed for 6 months in a row. Thank you very much for your support to us as we try to make this interesting and fun to watch and just create a nice community to be in. So with the points getting pushed, let's see what's going on.
Absolutely. The pirate ship pushing well away as we see Hornbeast fall onto the point. The res coming in from Helix the Cat onto Loch Ness is getting my van. Takes out Chibi Kitty, Wolfpack, and Chibiki. Wow. Torbjorn is getting to work right now. Ends up getting the triple kill right there, and the pirate ship is back alive and ready to work. Dad 76 coming in on the Soldier 76 this time around. Casual switching over to the Reinhardt as Dad ends up taking out Loch Ness as well as getting my Van turret. They look like they're going to hold on. The res coming in once again for Helix the Cat on to Loch Ness, but will they be able to get set up without getting taken out by Casual as Chibiki ends up taking out Deadpool. Chibiki following up on getting in my van. Holotrin does return the favor, taking out Casual Obsec. Loch Ness still trying to hold on as long as possible, not able to really get set up. Here comes the Tac Visor from Dad 76, double kill onto Loch Ness, and Helix the Cat looking to get that triple as Chibiki gets the boop onto Anubios as well as taking out Holotrin. They are going to hold onto that point. 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see. That was looking to be really well in their favor, but in that Bastion, it looks like Hornbeast had sharpened their horns well enough. You get what I'm saying.
Well, there's the Multicore coming out, but it looks like nothing's going to come in. The main thing there to point out was Dad 76 Soldier on the high ground. You have to deal with a ranged DPS like Soldier 76 when he's on the high ground, and because he's doing such a great job of taking out the Bastion.
Absolutely, even takes out the Mercy too if they get antsy. Here comes the tank. Loch Ness looking to do some damage, but Diva Bomb goes in the back line, ends up taking out Anubios. GBK following up on Deadpool as the Graviton holding the team in place. Doesn't really do anything except take out the assassins, which is not usually what you want to see from an enemy Graviton. You usually want to see it actually take out the team caught up in it. Bacon, thank you so much. Another 6-month subscription with Twitch Prime, folks. Thank you so much for your continued support of our amazing economy, our amazing community that y'all are part of. And honestly, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without your support and love. So thank you once again for everything you do. Looks like Loch Ness gonna go ahead and get off of the Bastion, as well as getting my van on the Torb, switching to the Hanzo and but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough with only 40 seconds on the clock. Casual ends up taking out Deadpool as well as getting my van, and Loch Ness ends up getting taken out as well in the middle of that fight, pushing back. Again, Hornbeast, they are not going down without a fight, those majestical creatures. Here comes the Nano in onto Casual, looking to get the pin. ends up taking out Aldrin as Dad 76 falls up on Helix the Cat. It is a 2v6 fight right now, pushing into the payload. 10 seconds on the clock. Let's see, what are your final words on this attack?
They don't have much time to contest the point, and of course the choice to contest the point is going to have to be the Hammond. Just such great point control there coming out from that character. So here it comes, the last fight.
All right, Dad 76 popping the attack visor already, getting a kill and a DMAC casual offspec, following up on getting my van as well. Loch Ness still on the point, double kill for Chibi Kitty with the Diva Bomb onto Helix the Cat and Deadpool. Loch Ness falls to Chibi Kitty as well, and Wolfpack ends up taking out Olatrin with Chibi Kitty coming in to heal everybody up. Gens, that was such a strong first point hold. Kagura in the chat just holding their head. Just like, why? Why did that happen? Well, let's see. Why don't you tell us why you feel that happened on the attack for the Assassins?
It was the same story every single fight. Dad 76 sitting up on the high ground, just plinking away with the soldier. That ended up just being too much damage for Hornbeast's, or rather Assassins, healers to deal with, and they could never get up onto the high ground and find some way to take him out. And because of that, they ended up just not being able to take the point through various things. There were a little bit of things there that could have gone better. The Torb ultimate, when he was pretty much alone just into the enemy team, was a little bit of an odd choice to me. If maybe that was used in the chaos of a fight, could have been a little bit more effective, but the past is in the past, and we're going to have a look at these teams that are being formed right now. Looks like we're getting a Mercy and on a defense along with a Brig. So this is a little bit interesting. We have 3 healers, 1 DPS, and 2 tanks. So the Far Mercy combo is incredibly powerful, especially this. But with Dad 76 doing as well as he is on hit scan, may have a few troubles, and they're counting on the damage and support from Brigitte to be enough to offset not having another source of DPS.
All right, well, let's see if it's enough. It looks like we're going to have the dive comp coming out, or a pseudo dive. Don't have the Lucio to speed boost, but we got Twitchy and Chibiki and on the Ana and Zenyatta for those big heals and big saves. Looks like Dad 76 changing very quickly back to the Ash to try to control the skies from Loch Ness and Helix the Cat. And it looks like Olatrin going to start things off, taking out casual obsec, but they have the spawn advantage right now. Loch Ness still taking control of the sky as Wolfpack in on the Genji, looking to get that possible dash kill onto Loch Ness. Going to end up missing as they're working in the back line right there. For Horn Beast, looking to push into the point, looking to get those kills, but getting my van doing work as the Brig pushing in, being aggressive. Deadpool holding that shield up, but it's not doing much of anything against the electricity coming out of Casual Obsec's gun. Here comes the Diva Bomb already from Olatrin. Ends up not hitting much of anything, just a little too far into the back line. Sleep Dart going in on Olatrin along with the VMAX coming out from Dad 76, but the rally coming out from Getting My Van, trying to keep everybody up as Dad 76 ends up taking out Olatrin. Wolfpack is antied right now, trying to get back into the fight. Here comes the Diva Bomb in the back line. Whoa! Chibiki ends up falling to Nubio as Dad 76 takes out Loch Ness. The res ended up coming in for Olatrin, but with the res used up, it's not going to be enough to hold on. Here comes the Valkyrie to try to keep the side of Assassins up, but this might be exactly what they need. Chibiki ends up taking out Deadpool as Wolfpack gets the VMAC onto Olatrin. Getting My Van using the flails to take out Chibiki, and the res comes in for Deadpool once again as they retake control of the point. Casual Offset gets a double kill on Get My Van and Helix the Cat. So no heals on the point right now, just 2 tanks, Deadpool and Olatrin, trying to hold on as much as possible. Here comes the mob out from Dad 76 as they continue to fight. Loch Ness ends up taking out Casual Obsec, and the Nano coming in onto Deadpool just to absorb as much damage as possible. GVT coming in with the Trans as Dad 76 takes out Deadpool. Wolfpack uses the blade to take out Loch Ness in the backline, and the payload is moving right now. GVT gets the feedback onto Olatrin, but the res comes in for Anubios. Dad 76 takes out Get My Van, as well as CBK taking out Felix the Cat, and Dad 76 following up. Out once and for all, 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock as they push in to the objective. Deadpool trying to hold on as long as possible, goes for the shatter, but ends up getting taken out by CBK. The barrage comes out, but Dad 76 ends up wiping out Loctus, and that will be a second win for the side of Horn Beast. We're going to map 5, folks. First one of 2019. Horn Beast taking away their second victory of the night, making it 2-2 here on Watch Point Gibraltar. GBK with the lifesaver play of the game right here. On to Get My Van, and here comes the Diva Bomb. Woo! I don't know who it saved, but it obviously saved somebody. Of work right there. Dad 76, 71% kill participation with 29 elims during that match. Let's see. Can you say somebody went a little uncontested that match?
Well, I think it would have to be Dad 76, which I think I've made that point. I want to say 4 times this match is when you have someone up on the high ground like that, you gotta contest him. You gotta make sure you get in there and take him out. Otherwise, he's just going to keep on raining down damage on you. Now, the comp from Assassins ended up working surprisingly well. They just had so much health to them, so much sustain from them, that they could contest the point for a very long time right at the beginning there. But the problem is that is a really difficult place to hold as attackers, because you are actually in sightline of the attacker's spawn. So, or rather, you don't want to hold there as defense. I made a little bit of a wording mistake there, and it's because you're in the sightline of the attacker's spawn. They can just sit there, and they are going to be coming out and getting there faster than you are. So unless you can just team wipe them every time, then you're going to just get killed in the war of attrition. So you had to hold up on the high ground a little bit further back. You want to be sort of around that corner to at least force the enemy team to leave their spawn and come out and be revealed a little bit more. And one little bit of a common mistake I've seen from both of the Reinhardts today is sometimes when you charge, you want to make sure you don't charge into the enemy team. You want to charge more at an angle and make sure that your charge ends close to your team. I've seen it a few times now where Casual or Deadpool will charge in, and then at the end of the charge, they may have gotten a pick, but now their team does not have a shield. And because of that, ends up spelling a lot of trouble for them.
Totally get what you're putting down there. I have to say I had to chuckle a little bit with the Star Wars reference in the chat as you were talking about Dad 76, Chilled Zuko saying, "It's over! I have the high ground!" And that's, I think, the thing that was the most impressive for me, and and it must be like a personal choice on the side of Dad 76, but using Soldier against a Torb and a Bastion, who are definitely high DPS characters, but then switching to the Ashe as for the hit scan. I think that would be completely backwards, like using the big damage that comes out of the semi-auto from Ashe to take care of the big damage dealing DPS, whereas using Soldier 76 to clear the skies. So
well, part of that is that Ashe is capable of dealing more damage at range because her ADS and her headshots have less of a damage fall off. And because of that, when you're holding up on the high ground, you have a little bit more accuracy and a little bit more damage. And so if you can actually hit the shots, you'll end up doing more DPS while holding up on the high ground like that, which is what Dad 76 was preferring. And then on the attack, he switched off of the Ashe he switched off of the Hanzo to go to Ashe because there was an enemy Pharah, which is absolutely what you want to do. Are you hearing me, Hanzo players? if there is a Pharah on the enemy team, oftentimes you're going to need a little bit of a better way to deal with her. Now, having a hit scan is not the end of the equation, definitely, since Pharah can take out any of her counters into direct rocket hits, but that is the first step of the multi-step solution to taking out a Pharah, is you got to have a hit scan character, and that is what Dad76 did, and it ended up paying off for them. Pharah did not stand for long. And because of that, a lot of Assassin's DPS was missing in that hold, so they're really just stunning and sustaining and then stunning again and maybe getting an anti and stuff like that, but they weren't able to do the damage to really secure their hold.
I love the little hit. It feels like you've played a little bit of competitive in Overwatch, knowing that Hanzo is always seems to be that sure pick for the hit scan character, and everybody just does that meme with like the shaking head and the hands up. It's like, why would you do that? But we are gonna go ahead and head in to map 5. Oh, I think it's coming out. It's shut down. We're gonna have so much fun together. It's gonna be so great. Lots of explodies. It's gonna be so great.
Junkertown is definitely one of my favorite maps, partially because Junkrat works so well on it, partially because Orisa works surprisingly well on it. You got the pirate ship composition getting an Orisa and a Bastion sitting on the point. Bastion's there with a damage boost from Mercy, just dealing so much DPS. And also is one of my favorite maps to play Wrecking Ball in. That big open space with just a few good grapple points can really let you stretch your legs, so to speak, and just spin around the point at massive speeds. And also, just overall, it's really interesting to have a map with such a large open space. It's really the only map that has a space like this area outside of the first checkpoint. And because of that, ends up just being a place where you can see some really interesting compositions. And speaking of compositions, let's see what we are going to be running with. It appears to be a dive comp coming out of Assassins, but a little bit of an interesting twist. They're running an Ana, which is a little bit of a strange thing to see. Normally you'd want to see like a Lucio, especially with a Moira. So normally you don't want to see 2 main heals because you're losing out on some utility. And the heals, you end up having more heals than you know what to do with, and one anti-nade will shut you down. And also, Ana will get left behind when her team jumps in, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they play this in order to keep their Ana alive.
I have to say, I think it's going to be really interesting. Coming in for the side of Horn Beast, they got Chibi Kitty and Casual Offset coming in on the Reinhardt Diva composition with Dad76 in on the Ash once again. Wolfpack also on a 3rd tank, doing a 3-tank composition. It's like they were expecting some explodies or something, but it looks like Chibi excuse me, new personality. Chibi comes in on Getting My Band to start things off. Lockness getting the punch onto Chibi Kitty after the D-Max, so it is a 5v5 fight right now. Make that 4v5 as Ultron ends up taking out Wolfpack, but ends up getting D-Maxed by Casual Offset. The payload moving forward. 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Dad76 taking control of Lockness on the Tracer in the back line right there, but Deadpool ends up taking out Shibiki. It just seems to be back and forth right now, folks. Casual going for the charge, but completely missing Deadpool right there on the Winston. Ends up getting taken out by Chibi Kitty, and the payload still moving forward. Olitrin ends up getting back into mech before Casual able to swing that big old hammer, but Chibiki, taking out Keep My Band now, coming in on the jump. So exciting. What do you got there, Lipsy?
You know, I thought it was gone, but apparently it's just propped back up.
It's like a pick I have on this map. It's just so much love for the junk. Oh boy. Well, it looks like Helix the Cat looking to play DPS Moira ends up getting a triple kill onto Chibi Kitty, GBT, and Casual Offsec right there. The only one near the point right now, or no, there's Casual back in the fight, ends up getting taken out by Ultron as Helix the Cat takes out Wolfpack, claiming first point 4 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. I gotta say, I'm not really feeling this triple tank cup. Let's see, what do you think?
Yeah, they end up just not really having the DPS that they need. Dad76, although he has been doing fantastically on the Ashe, just can't deal quite as much damage as two DPS players. And although they do have the Zenyatta, which can deal a lot of damage in the right conditions, no one is quite as good as Jonak. So you can't fully rely on that as a DPS. And then once Dad76 dies, which he has right now, you just don't really have much of a way to take people out in any meaningful way.
Absolutely get what you're saying here. As they push into the choke here, Ultron able to get back in the mech. Casual ends up taking out Felix the Cat with the charge, but gets caught a little bit out of position right there. The Graviton coming out from Wolfpack, trying to get something in the back line, but Ultron ends up taking out Wolfpack with the Diva Bomb. Casual following up with the Fire Strike onto Anubios. And right now it's Loch Ness versus Twitchy in the back line right now. Looks like Loch Ness able to get away, use the Pulse Bomb onto Chibiki's mech. Here comes the tire, double kill from Getting My Van onto Twitchy and Chibiki, but here comes Bob looking to take control of the point along with the hammer down from Casual. Doesn't end up landing on much of anything. Deadpool popping out the Primal Rage to survive Bob's assault right there, and it looks like it's going to turn out very well for them. Wolfpack on the Genji ends up misplacing Loch Ness, able to get a hand hit onto Dad76. Diva Bomb from Chibiki ends up taking out Anubios and D-Mech and Holotron right there. But the Coalescence coming out from Helix the Cat, looking to keep everybody else up as much as possible, or at least get a kill right there. Looks like they may be able to retake control of the point. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock as Casual gets the Fire Strike kill on to Get My Van, as well as taking out Deadpool. Helix the Cat returns the favor, taking out Wolfpack in the backline. Dad76 switching over to the McCree, takes control of the pesky Tracer, taking Loch Ness out of the fight for now. 2 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. We will see Hornbeast retake control and Assassins back off for just a second to regroup. Let's see what do you got.
So Dad76 on the McCree is pretty important. That is countering two of Assassin's character picks here. That is countering the Tracer with the flashbang, and it's also countering the Winston. Getting a good flashbang on the Winston with a right click will spell doom for him because he isn't able to put up the shield for as long.
All right, well, let's see if this will be enough to hold on. Double kill coming in from Getting My Van once again with the tire on Dad76 and GBT. But Wolfpack ends up finding out where Getting My Van is, takes them out mid-tire. Deadpool follows up on Chibi Kitty, and it looks like Assassins will retake control of the point, minute 30 seconds on the clock, and claim point 2, giving them 3 minutes to push in to point 3. Darius Fulton giving some love to the Assassins, cheering them on. Chiltzuko in the chat saying, need to go high to avoid the Junkrat, which I feel is what they were doing a lot of, but maybe I was mistaken on that. The Nano Blade coming out right now. Wolfpack getting the double kill right there, but Ultron returning, getting the double kill on their healers along with the G-Mech on Chibi Kitty, and they're going to have to pull back just a little bit. The Primal Rage coming out from Deadpool, pushing back as Ultron ends up getting the kill on Dad76. Looking to get that fat shatter, but without a lot of help to clean that up, it's really going to end up getting wasted as Casual does take out Helix the Cat. The Diva Bomb goes in and ends up getting shielded by Deadpool. Wolfpack able to get the kill onto Loch Ness right there as they push into the point once again. 2 minutes on the clock right now as Wolfpack trades places with Chibiki coming in with the rally as the Brig. Dad76 gets the kill on Deadpool right there. Is a 4v4 fight with the spawn advantage right now on the side of Assassins. The anti-nade going in on Chibi Kitty as they're trying to continue to hold control of the point. Casual Optic just swinging away as the tire comes out from Getting My Van, looking to get another double kill. Ends up just demeching Chibi Kitty, but Ultron ends up taking out Casual. Helix the Cat taking out Chibi Kitty. Not a single tank to be seen on the side of Hornbeast with a minute 30 seconds on the clock. Getting My Van will take out Twitchy. The jump boop from Deadpool ends up taking out Dad76, and Helix the Cat finalizes the kill onto Chibiki with the Ball of Death. Using the Coalescence, here comes the Diva Bomb out from Olitrin, which was kind of unexpected, to say the least. But it looks like we're going to see Hornbeast push back into the fight. I really wish I could give you a second there, Lindsay. But a Diva Bomb coming in from GBK ends up getting a triple kill onto Lochnis, Olatrin, or Anubios, and getting my van. Dan76 following up on Olatrin after the DMAC comes in from the Diva Bomb as well. Up control once again. 45 seconds left on the clock for the side of Assassins. Litzy.
Well, this is a pretty hectic match. Just ultimates being thrown everywhere. Some of them good, some of them bad, but overall, Hornbeast is doing a pretty good job of defending the point here. But with Deadpool rushing in with a primal beast, we may be seeing something else.
All right, well, the high noon coming out from Dad76 takes out Getting My Van, switching over to the Farah. Casual ends up taking out Anubios, but Anubios uses the anti-nade. On to Chibiki as Dad76 takes out Deadpool, as well as Olatrin. Wolfpack follows up on Helix the Cat, as well as Lochnis. And with less than 10 seconds on the clock, I do not believe they're going to have enough time to stop that, to touch that payload before time ends. So just about halfway, Hornbeast will hold control of map number 3 here on Junkertown. Litzy, back and forth right there. What do you think really turned the tides for the side of Hornbeast?
Well, they did a good job of identifying where their problems were. They were oftentimes split up, and that allowed the Junkrat to pick out who he wanted to. And although there were some characters on Hornbeast that were getting up to the high ground to help avoid some of his grenades, it wasn't the whole team. And because of that, a lot of them were taking just a lot of damage. And we're just seeing overall good plays from Getting My Van on the Junkrat. 2 very good tires. Both of them got double kills from the backside. You really had to make sure you focus down that tire. And with the overall lack of DPS that we've been seeing from the side of Hornbeast until right at the end, that's part of the reason why I think they weren't able to deal with those tires. Is you need to have very good communication to call out where it is. You also need enough DPS, enough hit scan or very reliable DPS to make sure you kill it in time. That's why Widowmaker is one of the best counters to Junkrat. She's able to one-shot that tire as soon as she sees it, and it's fairly easy to hit. And if we look at comps, one interesting thing I would like to point out is Getting My Van is on the May. Something I've been seeing a lot more in comp. May is in a surprisingly good spot right now, especially against a very tank-heavy meta. It's able to slow people down and expose them to her team.
All right, well, the poke battle already starting as the payload moves forward to the bridge choke right there. Casual getting pretty aggressive, ends up having Chibiki take them out, with Casual getting the fire strike kill on the Lochnis. Dad76 follows up on Getting My Van. Chibiki getting Helix the Cat, and it looks like that is going to be it. Casual and Wolfpack just charging into that back line, taking out Olatrin, and have completely pushed back all of Assassins right there, making point A look like a very easy day right now with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Deadpool looking to get back in the fight, but Wolfpack and Chibiki pushing in on the high ground right now, trying to contest, but just those two, Chibiki and Wolfpack, were not allowing them to get through. Deadpool does end up getting the kill onto Wolfpack, but we're going to see the Shatter coming out from Casual OpSec, ends up getting 4, and Chibiki takes out Deadpool, but the Coalescence from Helix the Cat takes out Casual OpSec, and it looks like the rest of Assassins will clean up the side of Hornbeast. Dad76 getting 1 kill onto Helix the Cat. The spawn advantage, that's not going to really take up a whole lot of time. Dad76 takes out Getting My Van, who switched over to the Symmetra. Not for certain if that's the greatest pick, but could be incredibly useful. What do you think there, Litzy?
Symmetra is surprisingly powerful right now. Her turrets, if you don't deal with them, will slow you down and damage you quite a bit. And also, since they do have more health, they don't get taken out coincidentally as often.
All right, well, the Dragon Strike coming in from Dad76, looking to start things off. Ends up separating the team enough that Wolfpack can get the team back onto Olatrin right there. but Loch Ness ends up taking out Dad 76. Chibi Key takes out Deadpool, as well as getting my van getting taken out by Chibi Kitty. And the Nano goes in onto the mini Diva Olatrin as Casual takes out both Felix the Cat and Olatrin. And Loch Ness just swinging away with that big old Daddy Ryan hammer. 5 minutes, 30 seconds right now for the side of Horned Beast, looking to take away that first victory. Go ahead, start popping off in the chat. Who is going to be your player of the match? We've got 5 minutes to see. Will Assassins end up getting debated? Or will Horned Beast end up losing this? I don't know what's going to come out right here, but the battle's starting once again. 5 minutes on the clock. Dead 76 switching back over to the Ash. Gives the Dynamite on to Loch Ness so Wolfcat Pack can follow up. The Diva Bomb, I believe it was Chibi Kitty, ended up going in the back line. Didn't get much of anything, but a Diva Bomb now coming out for Olatrin. Ends up taking out Twitchy, as well as the pin from Deadpool onto Wolfpack. Felix the Cat taking out Chibi Kitty right there, the only one, or Chibi Key rather, as Chibi Key tries to retreat with Dad 76. Looks like they'll end up getting away with 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Let's see. That was looking to be really close right there, but they do have the time to make it happen. Do you think the composition right now coming in for the side of Assassins is going to be enough to stave the Horned Beast?
I think if they play their cards right, they can pull it out. They have 2 ultimates online now, with Deadpool being nano boosted. That's helping him out quite a bit there. Obviously, it seems like they've mostly pushed Horned Beast off of the point yet again. And it's still a little bit weird that they have 2 main healers. You oftentimes would want the utility of a Zenyatta or a Lucio or a Brig, but instead they're just going for the massive heals.
All right, well, it looks like we got Horned Beast pushing in once again, trying to get some damage in on the team. The Coalescence coming out from Helix the Cat. Allows getting my van to get the kill onto Chibi Key. Here comes Bob into the fight, ends up taking out Loch Ness. Chibi Key taking out Deadpool right there, but the shield coming out from getting my van pretty much protects the rest of the team from Bob. Getting the double kill on Helix the Cat and getting my van right there. Olatrin ends up getting DMAC'd by the Fire Strike and ends up getting taken out by Casual as well, but the Sleep Dart from Anubios stalls Casual in their tracks. Chibi keep popping the trans to keep everybody up as the Diva Bomb comes out from Chibi Kitty. Oh my goodness, the Dragon Strike comes out from Loch Ness, but will not do anything against the anti-nade from Twitchy. Dad 76 and Twitchy just popping off right now. Aldrin coming in with the Diva Bomb. That's going to be their last ditch effort as Aldrin takes out Twitchy and gets the kill onto Casual OpSec. But the payload pushing in. Aldrin, the last line of defense, trying to hold on with all their might as Loch Ness coming back in as the Hammond trying to distract as much as possible. It looks like they were able, Olatrin was able to stave off long enough for Assassins to get back into the fight, but Casual ends up taking out Deadpool to start things off. Getting my van, taking out Chibi Key. Dad 76 using the Dynamite to take out Getting my van, and Chibi Key gets the D-Max onto Olatrin right there. Here comes the play from Wolfpack, takes out Olatrin. Anubios looking to get Loch Ness as well, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Loch Ness and Helix the Cat trying to hold on, but Wolfpack ends up taking out Loch Ness. Helix the Cat just got too far away from the payload. Horned Beast will take away the 3-2 victory tonight on Overwatch Cavalry Club Scrims Silver Division. Play of the game, Chibi Kitty once again with the clutch Diva Bomb. Line right there. Once Deadpool was down, it was one and done.
Yeah, that's what you gotta watch oftentimes, just watching what abilities the enemy has in order to properly use yours is very important. Once you know that, say, the enemy's barrier is gone, using your self-destruct in order to zone out the enemy team or to kill them if they do not go away will be the end for the enemy team. So that is what you want to be watching in order to improve as a player. And that is very good signs coming out from these players here. overall, really great show from Horned Beast. They did a good job. They really had their basic composition down, and they weren't afraid to change it around a little bit if they needed to. But in the end, Assassins' volatility and their experimentation did cost them several times. If we look at King's Row, with their Bastion strategy, ended up not working for them, and their Junkrat play, although it worked really, really well at the beginning, eventually it just sort of fell off a little bit and didn't work quite as well. And also, once Horned Beast got back their 2 DPS, 2 tanks, 2 healers, they started doing so much better. They have the Wolfpack on the Genji, they got Dad 76 on a hit scan. That was just the magic recipe for that team right there, what they needed to have in order to deal out the appropriate amount of damage to capitalize on what their tanks were doing for them.
Right, looking into the chat right now, it looks like player of the matches right now giving a lot of love to Chibi Kitty, but you know what? I have to give some love as we start things off. I mean, I feel like our healers just get overlooked so much, and I only know that because lately I've been playing a lot of heals because, as you know, I flex and not so much a need for tanks apparently. So my new Gold Rhinehammer hasn't been getting a lot of love, but my Moira has, and my Zenyatta has, and Chibiki always coming in with those clutch Transcendi, just getting that heal exactly where it needed to be, even if it wasn't a ton. Just knowing when was the right time to pop it, and know that you had enough time to get it back before the next big fight, before they needed it. That's just where my love goes to. So Chibiki, you're my player of the match tonight. How about you, Litzy?
For me, it is a toss-up between Wolfpack and Dad 76. Both of those players were just in the right position so many times, getting the kills that they needed to do in order to get their team the opportunities that they needed to, getting those big plays at the end of the game. That's what you want to see from a DPS, is just getting in a good spot and clicking on heads. That's all you need a DPS to do, is be in the right spot and click on heads. And that is what these 2 DPS players were doing so well. And I think I'm going to have to give it to Dad 76 because his performance was just so consistent across all of the games. Wolfpack, there were some times where he was like playing the Brig or something else, and because of that, maybe wasn't performing quite as well. I think maybe if he had stuck with the Genji and maybe a Tracer or other DPS the whole match, it'd be a little bit of a closer contention. So I'm going to give it to Dad 76.
Wrong with that. How about you there, Amano? Who's your player of the match tonight?
I gotta say, Wolfpack blew me away with the Genji skills. You rarely see good Genji players, especially in the Silver League. And Wolfpack, he got my vote. He blew me away tonight.
Alrighty, Loudtrex, you joining us tonight?
I am. I mean, being the guy holding the camera, it was, kind of got a chance to see things. To be honest, though, both teams were playing phenomenally well. But there's a lot of love here for the Horned Beast, which is great. No, GB was ultimates were getting on point. Wolfpack, particularly that streets phase hold. It was a solo hold. I think he had 3 kills on that one. I mean, that was extremely impressive. And Horned Beasts were playing really well. But you know what, though? I am going to give a little bit of love to the Assassins. Loch Ness, honestly, had really good potential. I saw a lot of ability coming in from Loch Ness, particularly in that first match. And even in Horizon Lunar Colony, being able to do that clutch switch over to the Reaper, very well done, very well done. Honestly, just seeing both of these teams really go at it and go to the wire, because both of them almost made it to the final point. So, yeah, Loch Ness takes it for me tonight.
right, looking back into the chat, Helix giving some love to Wolf. Definitely good to support your own players for sure. Kagura giving some love to Olatrin there, and it looks like the rest of the chat still with Chibi Kitty tonight. Definitely some great plays on both teams tonight. If you're just now joining us, I hate to say, but you've missed all the action. Was a great match between Hornbeast and Assassins tonight, but unfortunately, I have to say it because it is the dad joke that I've been thinking about for about a week now. You got baited. I'm sorry. You got baited, fam. So 3-2 for Hornbeast tonight against the Assassins. We are going to go ahead and wrap things up. Once again, if you want to get involved with our community, smash that follow or subscribe button at the top. Getting a subscription or filling out a player or coach application will get you into our Discord channel where you can talk with our coaches, players, and commentators at any time, day or night, and be able to team up with the there always just seems to be a game on. Custom games, comp match, quick play, arcade, doesn't matter. Somebody is always just seems to be playing Overwatch in this community, which is great because, I mean, that's kind of what we're here for. So go ahead and jump in on that as much as possible. Gentlemen, do we have anything to add before we sign off for the night?
I just want to add to everyone, just make sure, if you are going to invite your friends, remember that does apply towards the Zenyatta custom pop, also signed by Jay Jonak. We are at 220 members. Once we hit that 250 mark, we will be giving it away. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I personally want it. And that being said, just as a message for those of you coming in, a lot of these players have been working with each other, and a lot of them are very, very accustomed to playing their roles. So something that people really overlook is, playing with people that know that. It's a lot more comfortable to play with them because they've gotten really good in getting into the groove of things. It's ridiculous how many times I can get into a 6-stack, and if everyone feels like playing seriously, it feels genuine, and it feels like, we're really going for that win. So just know that that is a massive caveat when you are considering coming in. And as I say always, please let everyone know, your mom, dad, grandma, whoever, just to come on down. We love to have more members. We really want to make this work, so that's what I got.
Want to see a grandma? I will year-long subscription to this channel if I can see a grandma in this. I want to see it. So let's see if we can make it happen, folks. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and sign off for the night. Join us tomorrow at let me pull up my computer slow calendar.
I'm playing tomorrow against the Titans.
Yeah. Pro gonna be playing tomorrow, and who y'all facing? Titans. So Pro versus Titans tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us once again for our Gold Division. And with that being said, we're gonna sign off for the night. I'm Captain Jack.
And I'm the Litzy.
No, I'm a Mono.
I'm Loud Tricks. Good night, everyone.